Hey guys, my name is Dr. James Jurnigan and I am here with Liz. She is a behaviorist and we share this office together. And so we've known each other for about a month and a half now, I think.
Is that all?
Yeah.
It kind of feels like forever.
And we've been sharing this space for about a month now. And what we want to do is we want to have videos that we get to talk about what you do, what I do, what we do, and how we help this community. Just to give free resources, good resources so that you can have actionable steps that you can do and implement into your life so that you can transform not only your life, your family's life, but the loved ones around you as well.
And I should mention that for as much as we've been doing this work in and around one another, it took me a long time to actually say, I think I might need some help. But I only want help if I know exactly how things are going to work. And this is the guy who actually can tell you, this is what we're going to do first. We're going to identify this information. Those of you who know me know I need that information before I'm willing to get started. I'm going to pass this back to Dr. Jurnigan because he's got the information. I got my first scan done just last week.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think that kind of goes to show. So Liz, everything that she does with her clients is she tracks it objectively. And so naturally, that's how her brain is wired, is like, yeah, okay, so that might sound really good, but prove it, And I think that's we've probably had maybe 4 or 5 conversations specifically geared to what I do, and it took a whole month for her to say, okay, let's check it out, let's see what's going on. And I think what really got you on board was the scans.
Absolutely.
And so originally, before we even get into the scans, what I want to do is I want to show you a little bit about what we do and why we check, and as a chiropractor, why I even look at the spine. Because a lot of people, when they think about chiropractic, and we did a video last week, they think about neck pain, back pain, and headaches, right? Yeah, and that's what a lot of times chiropractic is known for. And quite honestly, the only reason why I focus on the spine is because it houses and protects the spinal cord,
okay,
which your brain and spinal cord literally control everything in your life, every function in your life. And so this is a handout that we show people, and this is a good representation of, and my hand might be a little, there we go.
I'm going to get it real close because look, the cause is here and the effects are here. And it goes from everything from headaches to immune disorder issues and everything in between. It's all related through the nervous system, it's all part and parcel of the spinal cord.
Absolutely. The brain, spinal cord, and she's exactly right. When we see damage in the spine, when we see stress on the certain regions of the spine, what that handout shows is to what part of the body that goes to, and then when there's stress on the nervous system that's going to that region, that area of the body starts to malfunction. And as a result, it leads to symptoms.
When can we show them my scans?
And we can show you her scans in about 2 minutes.
And
you're
so
going to have to wait 2 minutes.
I'm so excited.
So as a chiropractor, a lot of times my patients, and just this last 2 weeks, we've had people having the best night sleep in the last year. We've had numbness and tingling down the arms go away. We've had numbness and tingling down the legs go away. We've had kids being able to sleep throughout the whole night. We've had, what else have we had? Better hand-eye coordination. It's just like, it's so cool. And I'm here to tell you that I don't cure or treat anything.
Right.
And I go back to that solid foundation. My job as a chiropractor is to enable your nervous system to work at its best. And a simple principle on that is when you give your body what it needs and minimize what it doesn't, your body's designed to heal. And the cool thing about
can you say that again?
So your body is constantly trying to do the best thing that it can with what it has. And when we give our body and promote everything that your body needs and minimize the different things that it doesn't, it's designed to heal.
Your body's designed to heal.
And through physical, chemical, and emotional stresses in your life, that causes stress on this nervous system, which decreases its ability to handle those stresses. So it's a nasty feedback loop, but what's really cool, and I think that really got you on board, was I can objectively show how your nervous system's functioning.
Can we show the scan?
Let's do it. Okay. And there's 3 different types of scans that we use, and I'm a complete nerd. I would love to talk about this for, 5 hours, but for your sake,
we have
and for
in the
Liv's
past,
sakes,
right?
Yes, absolutely. So this is typically what a scan will look like. And the different scans show different things. And this first scan right here is heart rate variability. So it's checking how much variation and how much your heart can vary. It's kind of a bad explanation, but every single moment of every single day, your body needs different amounts of blood. And so if your heart is constantly doing the same thing, pumping the exact same way, there's not a lot of adaptability in your nervous system. So what we like to see is that, in some moments the contraction's harder, some it's not as much, and we have all heard of homeostasis. So it's just showing the adaptability of your nervous system, of your heart rate. And so the reason why we check into that is because not only will it check how much adaptability your heart has, but it also checks the amount of reserve. So it's a 3.5 minute hand scan, and you just sit nice and relaxed.
I had to do it
twice.
To
sit nice and relaxed, but it's checking when you have no extra added stress. Is your body able to handle your situation? And so when there's no extra added stress, and you can see the scan comes from, this is what a perfect scan would be, this middle X right here, and down here is
that's where I am,
where Liz is. And so what that's showing is when there's no extra added stress,
I'm still stressed.
Her body is still struggling to keep up with that. And so then when we add, homework, when we add a messy house, when we add grocery lists, when we add, work and all these different things, then your body is just continuing to be taxed. And that's really showing that physical, chemical, and emotional stresses and how well your body can handle it.
So just to break off there for a minute now, emotional stress, that's my wheelhouse. Mm-hmm. And I feel like I'm very skilled at being able to interrupt those processes that cause that emotional stress. But that's not enough, is it? It by itself can't be enough to fix the whole system.
Absolutely. And I don't want to gloss over the fact that
we need those tools.
People that don't have those tools, a lot of times we'll see that this white bar always comes down all the way into the deep red.
Thank you.
So what that's really showing is your stuff is working. What you're doing is amazing.
Because wait till we get to the next scan, you'll see.
Yes, and that's what we're going to fix.
Right.
And so with that, whenever we have emotional stress, a lot of us, we hold our stress right between our shoulders, right? And that's the emotional component leading to a physical ramification. And there's a lot of research, a lot of studies showing that your physical posture and how you hold yourself directly correlates with the emotional state of how you're experiencing, even the chemistry running through your body, like cortisol or a lot of the stress hormones. And so, and so when you have an emotional component that leads to that physical component and now is stuck in your spine, stress on your nervous system, well, that's going to start leading back to the emotional component. And you have been doing a fantastic job of implementing new strategies of how you can directly change your emotional state and your emotion and how you perceive stress in your life.
And of course, when I asked what is my next best step towards healing, it was find somebody who knows what they're doing to fix your body.
Kind of a nice compliment right there. And so there's really 2 main modes of the nervous system.
Okay.
There's the sympathetic side, which is your fight or flight response, and then there's the parasympathetic side, which is your rest, digest, healing, and functioning side of the nervous system.
He's got all sorts of stuff like this.
And they're not, I did not come up with them.
They're wonderful, but he has them as resources.
Resources, absolutely.
Fantastic.
And so short-term fight or flight response, sympathetic response is good. Right?
Yeah.
You talk about saber-toothed tiger. I talk about a bear on the other side of the room.
Get away from danger.
Get out of danger, absolutely. And short-term, great. Long-term, like this folder shows, it can lead to a lot, and this might be backwards for them, but it can lead to a lot of different health challenges.
If you want copies of these, email one of us,
Yep.
and we can send you a PDF.
Absolutely. And so what my job is to find out where exactly your nervous system is. Because if Liz would come in and she tells me, let's say Liz has 30 different symptoms, and I look back at this chart and I say, oh, well, all of these symptoms are here, here, and here, and then accordingly I adjust certain parts of the spine to try to treat that or cure that. I mean,
it's throwing darts.
Yeah, absolutely. And so the fact of the matter is, when we have these scans, I don't have to guess. Like, I don't have to guess anymore. And this actually allows me to look Liz in the eyes and say, hey, we got this. Like, I don't have to.
Do you know how much I love that?
I don't have to say, yeah, you know what? Chiropractic's helped a ton with this in the past. Maybe we can help you here and here. And like I said, I'm not here to cure or treat. But when I enable her body and I take this stress off of her system, her body's designed to heal. Going back to that principle, right? Your body is designed to heal. And so now there's also different colors on the scan that you're going to see. And real quick, this is the side of sympathetic and this is side of parasympathetic. So she is in the sympathetic.
Is that the gas pedal?
The gas pedal.
Pedal's
We talk
on the
about gas
sympathetic.
pedal, absolutely. And then you're going to start seeing other scans, other colors on here, and those colors mean different things to me. They show me if it's more of an acute issue or if it's more of a chronic issue. And that leads into what the length of care is going to look like. So I don't have to say, hey, Liz, let's try, let's get you adjusted a few times for the next couple weeks and see if you feel better.
I wouldn't have been okay with that.
Yeah, and I mean, I'm not okay with that because then it's just a guessing game. And I can look at these scans and say, based on these scans and the amount of physical, chemical, and emotional stresses that you've been on, and every single person has their own unique story with that, then I can say, my professional opinion is this is how long it's going to take to get these scans to start to look better, to really remove the stress on your nervous system so that your body can do the best with what it has. And so for me, that is so comforting because I don't have to guess. And then I'm not giving care. I'm not giving way too much care or not enough care.
Well, and there's something to be said for saying there's an end date to this.
Absolutely.
Like in my world, it's all about planning for the exit so that we're not dependent and we know where to come back to when there's an issue. Like we always know our resources, but we don't have to connect and attach so strongly.
Absolutely. And we're both about that. It's about empowerment. It's about giving you guys the tools so that you're not dependent on us.
Are you going to give me one of your scanners?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll let you.
Next time.
I'll scan you, but yeah, I don't know if I can give them to you. But so
to the best of our ability, we give you the tools that we can.
Yes. And so yeah, like right off the bat, if you can minimize the amount of physical, chemical, and emotional stresses in your life, you're going to be better off. Yeah. And when you really, eat properly, work out, get rid of the bad habits, and implement those healthier habits, your body's going to do amazing, amazing things. The World Health Organization says it right on the, if you just Google it, it says 80% of all chronic diseases in the world could be completely reversed or bypassed with just exercise, nutrition, and quitting smoking. So there's no chiropractic in that statement, but once we start to understand why we go to a chiropractor, it's to really enable your body to heal and function at its best. And
well, can I say something really quickly about that? Because I've spent years trying to eliminate the bad habits, change my diet, and change my exercise, but it didn't have the impact because of those other variables that I didn't know about. The fact that I had this, I'm going to say it wrong, subluxation.
Yeah, no,
I had this subluxation in my neck that I wasn't aware of, that my nutritionist couldn't have identified it.
Right.
My physical trainer or my personal trainer couldn't have identified it. Like, so we always need to be able to look at more than just the food and the exercise, because if it's not getting us where we need to be, there's something else in the way. And for me, this is my favorite scan. I can't wait for him to tell you about it.
Yes.
Okay.
And I think that's so crucial because you can give your body all of the nutrition, the proper exercise, but
supplements.
And supplements. And if your body is so stressed out it's not going to be able to absorb those nutrients properly.
That's what he told me.
And that's what you've kind of been going through.
I've been taking supplements for my illness for months now, not feeling any difference. And here's Dr. Jurnigan who says, well, I'm not sure your body's actually absorbing any of them because of all of these other physical stressors that are in the way. Hey, guess what? For the last 15 years, people have been telling me that I've had issues with absorption, and nobody's been able to tell me how to fix it, what the root of it is. Right. And here we have hope that absorption may be in my future.
And it's pretty cool because looking at these scans, I asked her how her supplements were doing. She didn't tell me that she wasn't really able to absorb them properly. I just said,
think it was important.
Hey, Liz, I don't, judging by these scans and just looking at these scans, how are those supplements going? Are you feeling it? Are you noticing any changes? Have you gotten post labs to see how those levels have changed?
Yeah, nobody does that though.
Oh, right.
People don't really do post labs. You have to ask for them, which I did. I'm getting there.
Awesome, because that's so crucial. Yeah. And really with this scan, hey guys.
Hey, the next patient's in the house.
Yeah. So with this scan, it's showing that this is a surface EMG scanner, so it's showing the nerve activity running through the muscles in her system. And so, as we can see right here, there is a huge output there.
Oh, but you got to tell them that gray is normal.
Oh, yeah.
Gray is normal. Absolutely. Black is me.
Yeah, so the black is her. And so, there's a huge outpouching here, but then also look how deep that goes back in. And coming back to this chart right here, how certain regions of the spine go to certain parts of the body. I was seeing around the lower cervical, I was saying, well, that's where the thyroids are going, and I was asking about hormone regulation, and I was asking about, and so once we get into that conversation, and I always think it's cool that whether it's really put on the paperwork or not, like we have these conversations because there can be underlying issues that we're not even aware of. And so once we get to objectively see, and this is why I love it, because we have people coming in that have no symptoms.
Right.
And we get to see how their nervous system's functioning. And if there's anything underlying, then we can address that before it even really happens as a preventative model.
Well, and it's interesting to think, too, if somebody comes in for wellness and then you're able to identify something on these scans that's kind of out of whack, maybe it's possible that they are experiencing symptoms, but they're just not aware of them. Because as humans, we adapt, right?
Absolutely.
And we always find ways to compensate for the things that are out of whack. And so, because we're human and because whoever you are today, there may be a piece of you that says, I'm fine. It's not as bad as it could be. It's not as bad as it was, so we just accept. Wow. But that's how I ended up in a place where my black line is off the screen.
Yeah, and I changed the scan settings so that we could actually bring them in more so that we can really see it. And so I think that you just hit it right on the head.
Yeah.
And that is so perfect. Guys, we all do this, and I see that moms do it typically the most.
We have to function, right? We have to thrive through no matter what.
You just power through it. It's like you're tough. You just
I'll take a bath later and it'll be fine.
Walk on the bad ankle, if you will. But it's so much deeper than that. When mom's trying to take care of the whole family and mom's trying to make sure kids are at school, everyone's fed. A lot of times, moms don't take time out of their day to really take care of themselves. And so this scan, I love it because it really sees, yes, on the outside, you're keeping it all together, but let's have a real conversation of what the care that you need moving forward so that you can continue to help take care of your family. And
I'm about to call you out real quick, though, because the kind of care that he provides, it took 5 minutes to do a specific adjustment, not a full body thing. He's got a plan for my healing. And it starts in a very specific place, and he's not going to do more or less than needs to be done in that session.
Absolutely.
It's not this, let me take a half hour because you expect a half hour.
Right.
It is, let me do what needs to get done and send you on your way. So I'm really excited. My goal with doing this with you today, we're going to actually continue to watch my scans and watch the progress of this healing art that Dr. Jurnigan has mastered. And we're going to watch some of these black lines come in so that they're more gray. And you can't see this number here, but it is 2,079%, which means a big problem. This is a big problem. So I am going to put myself as the guinea pig for Dr. Jurnigan. I never do that. I usually use my kid. So I'm going to do this, and we're going to actually chronicle my healing progress through this phenomenal chiropractic art of healing a nervous system.
I'm excited. And I love this because we actually get to see how organized the nervous system is. There's some numbers down here, and how organized it is, and the overall symmetry from side to side, how your body is compensating.
Yeah.
And I'm just going to throw this number out here. The total energy that Liz is using day to day is 240. And really, the proper should be 100%, and it's at 240%.
I'm giving so much more.
Yeah, and so your body is wasting a lot of energy, and as a result, the reserve in her tank is starting to deplete. Deplete, absolutely.
We got words here.
Yeah, seriously, it's on the fly.
The best words,
this
right?
is who we are.
That's right.
So the amount of reserve in her tank, if you will, if we're going with the gas pedal analogy, is she's getting lower and lower on the gas tank. And so what we want to do is take stress off of her nervous system, allow to untwist and unwind that stress throughout your whole neurological system.
Heck yeah.
And like she said, what can I do, the least amount of input to yield the most amount of output for you, and then get you the best results and the quickest and pain-free. I don't know. Did you think did it hurt?
No. God. I was actually I was like, when's he going to start? And he was like, I'm done. I was like, you shook my legs and tapped my head.
Mm-hmm.
But the difference after that was, for me, it was my posture, and it was noticeable very quickly. And I came in today and I said, I had a lot of trouble sleeping because I couldn't get comfortable in the same ways that over the past few years I have had to adjust my pillows and everything to create this very specific restricted space. Well, that wasn't comfortable for me after all these years. So I actually had to lay flat in my bed to sleep. I didn't think I could do that.
Body's finding the new normal and where it should be. And like you said, there's so many different ways that we compensate throughout the day to handle the position that we're in. And physically, chemically, emotionally, we adapt to that and we compensate for that. And as your body we get rid of the stress on your nervous system, your body starts to say, hey, actually, wait. No, this is what it should be like. This is what my new normal should be. And like she said, doing the neurological reflexes, it might seem a little kind of crazy a little bit, but this is what I love. Objectively, as we go through care, you're going to start seeing these scans change and then start to get normal. And it's so cool.
When can I get my next scan?
So we do a scan after 12 visits.
Okay.
And so we're going to give your body some time to heal. And that's what's cool too, because that keeps giving me the best amount of information so that if I need to change techniques at all, if I need to start implementing any new things, if maybe we need to take it a step further with nutrition, then we can have that conversation. But 95% of what I do in my office is I stay focused on the nervous system. I continue to stay in my lane, and I think that a lot of people respect that because you're not coming in here and then going to get $300 worth of supplements every month too.
Right.
So
I appreciate that. I also just saw that your next patients just came in, so we're going to end this now. Stay tuned, stay posted. I feel like I say this in every video, but for those of you who know me and have known me for a long time, you're going to watch me heal in a real way. So stay excited.
I'm excited.
I'm excited. And we're going to let you go to your patient.
Awesome. If you guys have any questions or if you want to know more about it, I know that it's we breezed over these scans, but if you want to know more about it, send us an email. Send me an email.
Yeah, I don't know anything about the scans.
But if you have any other topics that you want to know about,
yes.
Whatever it is, reducing stress or implementing healthy habits or action steps of what you can do emotionally, right? Physically, whatever it is.
We have the resources for pretty much anything. our own professions as well as connections to other people like us.
Absolutely.
Who really don't want to make you dependent, really want to give you as much as you can so that you can live a fuller, happier, more meaningful life.
That's awesome.
Yeah?
Yes. Until next time.
Bye, guys.